The field of makeup artistry has been embraced by young creatives locally and world over. As each of them tries to come up with their own unique identity, the field has become extremely competitive, which has encouraged variety, which is obviously a good thing. Coming up next is this following creative makeup artist. Take a look at this.
I did some art pieces for 2024.
Ever since makeup artistry took the local art scene by storm, a lot of makeup artists have figured out ways of branching off to form and specialize in their own unique niches.
Avant-garde. So I like to call my makeup artistry like avant-garde style, which is very experimental. It's new, yes, and I believe it's fairly new.
Anna often craves to conquer challenges, and this is perhaps the driving force behind her ability to create the looks from fragments of thoughts and ideas using the simplest of tools and materials.
If I dare do something and it gives me like a challenge, I kind of get fixated over there. So Bob Ross is this painter. So one time I saw his name is James Charles. He's also a makeup artist. He did the Bob Ross painting challenge. So you draw one of Bob Ross's paintings on your body, and I tried that, but the tools I used were not very nice. So I got into this chase of trying to make it work, because I was like, no, if someone else can do it beautifully, then I have to figure out what's gonna work for me. So I started finding like trying to challenge myself. Literally, I was not being picky or choosy. It's like I want to see if I can do that. So I would just be like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Then I started getting clients, like people who are interested in having maybe their businesses, something, a challenge. So getting new people telling me I want this, then it puts me in a position of trying it for the first time. So now I have gotten into that space where I'm just like, what am I gonna do today? I get this question a lot on my TikTok. Most people are asking me, what are you using? What paints are you using? And it's actually makeup. I just use the normal kawaida makeup. And I even tell this to people who want to be my students. I can teach you makeup artistry, because that's the basics. That's everything. Whatever you're gonna do to your eyes, you're just gonna do it on a bigger surface, So you have to understand like the basic makeup techniques, and that's the use of foundation, concealer, eyeshadows, eyeliners, for you to get into the artistry bit. Now for the artistry bit, you at least have to have interest as an artist, or rather you want to be an artist, because art can be expressed anywhere. Someone can be doing art on chairs, on clothes, on papers, on canvas. It's just the medium that differs. So since I have experience doing makeup for over a decade, then just putting art into that mix just makes the whole difference.
The process of creating some of the looks is seemingly effortless, while others occasionally prove onerous to craft.
Initially, that look would have taken me, let's say, 3 hours, 4 hours, and then halfway through, lights out. So I had the basic look on, and I have to wait for like 8 hours before I could do the rest of it. So 8 hours in waiting is a lot of hours. So by the time the lights were back, my energy levels are low. My makeup is not as neat as it should be, because I was really trying not to touch my face, not to doze off, but I didn't want to remove the look. But it was okay. It wasn't terrible, because I added a few things here and there. It was still a nice look, but if I didn't have to take the break, the 8 hours break or so, I think it would have been a lot better. But it's okay.
Her background in theatre arts and film technology has ensured she takes full advantage of the social media space to expose and market her work.
Theatre arts and film technology, I studied that when I was in campus. So I did it to diploma level, then I dropped out when I started doing the degree level. Yeah, sad, but quite helpful with where I am right now. So when I was in school, I didn't quite get access to the cameras. We used to have projects as a group, but then it was such a hassle, and I hated it. So for years, I was trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna do this? I need the skills, not just for my own sake. Like, I am literally a theater arts and film student. I need the skills. I need to have the experience, and I didn't know where to get it. I was trying to find it, and then it wasn't quite fruitful. So I don't know. I started listening to, I think, motivational speakers, and they would say something like, use what you have. You have to start where you are. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with my phone. But before I started with my phone, I had this project called Kenyan. So this was a collaboration with photographers and a friend of mine who was also doing makeup, a fashion designer. And mostly it was just a collabo of makeup, fashion, and photography. Now, the reason I initiated this was so that I could have experiences with photographers and get to interact with cameras and all. And I found this amazing videographer, and then he suddenly dumped me in the middle of the project. So now I don't have a videographer. He was so good. He didn't give me a reason why he wouldn't work on the project anymore. And I remember being so hurt. I was so hurt. I went to my mom. I told her, this guy would not even tell me why he has just dumped us in the middle of a project. So it was so painful. But what I learned from it is, if I cannot find someone to do it, then I have to learn how to do it myself. So I started getting into this habit of trying to record as much as I can, edit as much as I can, so that I be comfortable in the space. So now, because I do it a lot often, I'm able to at least do a lot when I'm shooting. I'm able to edit, learn from my mistakes, and sort of just ignore the little mistakes so that I can give myself an opportunity to grow on the next one and the next one. So
from small baby steps to the big moves the artist is making currently, the journey has been nothing but research, practice, improvement, and elevation.
If I'm being fair, I learned most of the things I've learned from YouTube. 2, I never considered it hard for me to learn. So I also don't tell people it's hard to learn. I always say it's very easy to learn. As long as you're interested, it actually becomes very easy. So the moment you're just like, most people like to use the word talented when it comes to my skill, but talent is a pursued interest, So if you're interested in something and learning something, then you're gonna get it if you put practice. So what I've done is that I've practiced consistently, almost obsessively, to get to where I am right now. I go by Anna Montez or art by Jabiwagashero or Jabiwagashero on TikTok, Instagram. So TikTok, Anna Montez Beauty, Instagram, Jabiwagashero or Anna Montez Beauty. And YouTube, Anna Montez Beauty. Yeah.
That there is Anna Montez in different colors and different looks.